You're listening to RTL SA.
A sight that just a few weeks ago seemed scarcely possible. Eden Park is back in business, a capacity crowd of 43,000, not just to watch a sporting event, but to celebrate a nation's achievement. The chance to sit amongst family, friends and fellow fans has been irresistible. No masks, no distancing. It all feels quite liberating, and they are pouring in ahead of this Super Rugby Aotearoa clash between the Blues and the Hurricanes. Kia ora everyone, great to have your company. Great to be here, great.
The big name players were back along with swollen grandstands, but the referees were in no mood to celebrate as Super Rugby completed its return in a stop-start fashion. The 30 points to 20 victory for the Blues over the Hurricanes at a sold-out Eden Park on Sunday rounded off the inaugural weekend of Super Rugby Aotearoa. It was a second result to delight home supporters after the Highlanders pipped the Chiefs 28-27 in Dunedin a night earlier, the first match since the country emerged from its COVID-19 lockdown. While the national sports return and the presence of crowds was widely heralded, the influence of match officials soured both games and may prompt administrators to think their approach. A total of 61 penalties across 160 minutes of play was the result of a New Zealand rugby edict that referees cracked down on the breakdown and offside indiscretions. It was hoped compliant players would induce a free-flowing game, but instead frustration dominated, particularly with attacking teams regularly penalised. Both teams scored 3 tries each in Auckland, but a 6-from-6 goal-kicking return from Blues number 10, Otera Black, proved the difference in front of 43,000 fans, the biggest crowd at a Kiwi Super Rugby game in almost 15 years. The performance of Black and rising number 8 Hoskins Satutu overshadowed the long-awaited Blues debut of All Black star playmaker Beauden Barrett. The most prominent moment for somewhat muted fullback Barrett came when he was roughed up a little in a friendly fashion by several of his former Hurricanes teammates after Dane Coles crossed for the visitors.
And the finish from the hooker. We've seen this many times in the black jersey. Look at that. There they go.
Beauden Barrett was probably the most spoken about player in the lead up to the weekend and has even been heralded as the king of Eden Park.
Throughout history, the world has been shaped by many great leaders.
Yes, we can.
We will now move to level 1. Thank you, New Zealand.
Those who shaped culture forever.
I have a dream.
We shall fight on the seas and oceans.
But there can only be one king. Creativity, flair,
Audacious stuff from the
brilliance. King Carlos,
absolute audacity.
bold and irreverent, reigned supreme for years. But all reigns, even the great ones, must end. And without a king, there was no crown. But now, a wind of change sweeps through the city. And with it comes a change of colours. A switch of allegiance. A new king to claim the crown. A new king to claim the crown. A new hero. And maybe the start of a new dynasty. Remind you of anyone? And if the idea of welcoming your new king wasn't enough, old mate Prince Charming might make an appearance. So come one, come all, and hail the new king of Eden Park.
No pressure for the young man. 10-time Super Rugby champions, the Crusaders sat out an opening round bye and will open their campaign against the Hurricanes in Wellington next week, while the Chiefs will host the Blues.
RTL SA.